Hey yo, it's D. I'm gonna chime in on this video throughout on painting this Bell Moto 9 project with some solvent-based paint that I did the whole project with. I'm using the candy colors and from House of Colors and silver base coat. But right now, I'm just gonna go through some processes as I feel that I have to chime in on. Right now, I'm sanding the whole helmet besides the rubber stuff with 320. I'm going over the high spots, like for instance on this helmet, the blue stripe is super high and the bell emblems are high too. So I'm trying to get those down because if I don't sand them now before the base coat, it will show in my finished product. And also cleaning with Prep Sol. Clean all the rubber with Prep Sol or a good glass cleaner, just so your tape can stick well and you don't have fingerprints or grease from your hands all over it. And obviously took out the interior of my helmet, taped off everything that I don't want to paint. And I can't emphasize enough, but spend time with paint, with the tape, making sure that you cover everything right on the line, and that way nothing's going to be shown when you untape it. And like for instance, this one has a lot of red around the bottom. If I don't tape that properly and then I paint the helmet silver and untape it, unmask it, it's going to be showing red. I'm using 3M masking tape. I recommend using a fresh roll for a project like this. There's an idea that I had for design. You definitely need to have some sort of idea because it just doesn't pop in your head as you go. And obviously the idea or your lines change according to the shape of the helmet. This is a Bell Moto 9. It has an awkward like diamond shape in the back, as you see. I figured it out, but trying to lay out some stripes, some trial and error with some tape, just keep going and see what I like. You know, it's my helmet. So with that being said, I use a 3M tape. If I was to do this again, I would definitely lay out the lines with another, like a lime line or a 3M vinyl quarter-inch tape or an eighth-inch tape that's stretchy, so like the paint doesn't get underneath it because it's a vinyl like type of material, and then put the masking over it, just so I have a cleaner line, so you don't get no bleed through and all that. Anyway, I'm gonna chime in as we go. Keep watching along. On this helmet, I probably spent about 40 hours, close to 40 hours on it. Obviously not at once, but with all the taping. This project is probably 70% taping, 10% imagination and creativity, and then 20% of the, or 15% of painting, and then the other 5 of untaping, which is a pain in the, you know what. yeah, so here I'm just laying out. I got some mask cut, like this blue stuff I'm putting on. I'm hand cutting these stripes for the back, but the logo on the back, my name Derail, was pre-cut by a machine from the decal guy that I have. His name's Mike. It's Graphics by Jarvis. He's in Waltham, Massachusetts. He cut all the decals. Like I have my number for the side and my logo on the back, and he did it in that blue. It's called like a mask material. It's very thin and doesn't really bleed through that easy. So I use that. Note to self, on all this taping stuff, you don't want to leave this tape on too long. You kind of like got to get in here and do it. Like that blue stuff, if I left that on too long and I peeled it, it would leave residue behind. Here I go. I didn't get to video this, but I shot the blue with a base coat, House of Kolor Strato Blue it's called. And then the red is a transparent House of Kolor's Candy Apple Red. It's the clear, tinted clear. So when I went over the blue with the clear on my fade, it turned it to purple right there. It's pretty dope. I did a fade and it kind of went 45-degree angle across the helmet. So one side of the chin bar has more red and the other side has more blue. Here we go. I'm unmasking. I have to unmask all the stuff after I did the candy color, because the candy color you have to clear coat after you paint it once it tacks up, because you can't scuff it or sand it. It'll like take the color away. So you clear over it, lock it in, and then you sand it. So here's me sanding the whole helmet again after I did 3 coats of clear. I just used a Nason product for clear. It was a spot clear. Just did some 3 light coats. You know, I mean, I put it on so it's shiny, but using an automotive spray gun, a DeVilbiss. But I sanded that dry with 1000 just to get it all scuffed up, and then I scuffed it. Everything that was shiny has to be dull before you go to the next step. Here I am taping off my next stripe and pattern for the next step. The top right here, I didn't know what I was going to do with those stripes or the back, so I just did them, and I'm kind of like winging this as I go. I was supposed to have yellow stripes going up the side of the helmet, but I made a last minute decision. So that's transfer paper that I put on there as a mask. That works really well. This is some mask. That's what the guy gave me that I told you about. I came up with this idea to do a leopard print. I bought a stencil and I colored it in with pencil and hand cut all these leopard print pieces that you see out there in that mask. It took me 2 hours to cut this out by hand. I'm telling you, it was lengthy time. You have to have patience and just don't think about it. Here I go mixing some more Strato Blue, House of Kolors, and I'm doing the leopard print on the visor and on the 2 stripes. The stripes were supposed to be yellow, but now I have like blue leopard print. And then we're doing a candy apple red candy color on top, which is making it purple, right? You put red on top of blue, what do you get? My kids tell me purple. So hey, here you go, I got purple. Here's another fancy candy yellow that I wanted to use. Didn't quite come out like I wanted. That's why I didn't do the stripes yellow. But I'm doing my name on the back and the numbers on the side. As you can see, I'm using a blowgun in between just because I'm outside of my garage. It's wintertime. It's not that warm in there. It's probably like, if I was to guess, like 50 or 40 maybe, 45. So I'm just trying to get the stuff to set up so it doesn't run, because that stuff I'm spraying is actually a clear. Now I have a airbrush that I'm using the blue base coat to go around my stripe, because I had some bleed through on the tape, so I'm just hiding it. See what I did there? And then I did a candy red, that real light over the blue, and it gave it that pink, I want to call it like a Hawaiian sunset kind of design or color. Then this is the suck part. I'm taping it all because I have to clear the helmet now, because like I said, remember, I used candy color, so I have to clear over it so I can scuff and sand it to put other graphics on top. So taking all of this tape off while it's still kind of wet on the top. You can't touch certain areas. It was super, super hard. And that blue mask was sticking because I let it sit on there too long. But yeah, just make sure you get all the tape off. I missed one piece on the visor, which you can't tell, but I made a lot of mistakes, but I covered them up. So there you go. I did 3 coats of clear at first, after the first step. Then I did another 3 coats. Look at how shiny that is. It's pretty dope. In between coats of clear, I just want to note, I masked the rubber because you don't want the clear coat to build up, because then your tape will become part of the helmet. You'll have to cut it with a razor blade to get it off, and it's just a nightmare. Every time you run clear coat over your masking tape, it's a good idea to take it off and remask it. It doesn't take long. I got Moira, my child, doing some Posco water markers, water-based markers to do the bell logos. I did the bell logos, and then I did like a glitter spray paint spray on them. And then this is the final clear. This is the final product. So I did another coat, 3 coats of clear. In between, I wet sanded the helmet just to get all the high sides down on that leopard print and stuff. But yeah, this is it. Here she is. I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe if you have any questions. I'm not a body shop guy or anything, but if you were doing this, you'll probably be using watercolors, but this is like a candy apple red on top of the blue. I hope you enjoy it. Give me a holler. We'll catch you at the next one. Later.